Welcome back to Cake with It. Today we are going to make a macaron bucket. Forget the KFC. I baked two 8-inch of my red velvet cakes and I'm going to take them out of the cake pan, trim them both, cut them in half, and then we're going to simple syrup the cake. Because when you're working with sculpted cakes, they dry out fast, so you need simple syrup. Simple syrup is equal amount of sugar and water, boiled and cooled. I wanted to try a unique flavor, so I did coffee flavored buttercream, and you're going to spread one in between each layer and then sandwich it with the cake. Of course, after you have simple syrup your cakes, and you just stack them on top of each other, and they don't have to be perfectly aligned on the sides. And we're trying something completely different this week. Yes, there is no confession of me, it's just the whole cake going through because some issue. And then I decided to simple syrup the top of the cake because I didn't want it to look too dry. I then used the bottom of my cake tin to use it as a guide because I'm going to trim the cake on an angle because that's going to be the bucket look. And then I'm going to crumb coat my cake with the same coffee buttercream, and of course it's going to be a rough coat, and then I'm going to refrigerate it and come back and do it again. I alternate between a spatula and a plastic bench scraper to give it an even straight line coating. I rolled out some pink colored fondant and I rolled it out about an 8-inch thick and make sure it fits my whole cake by using a tape measure I checked. Then you pop out any air bubbles with your X-Acto knife and then smooth it out with your fondant smoother before you put it on top of the cake. I use my rolling pin to roll the fondant on it and it won't stick, and then I lay it over my cake gently, and then working around the edges I start smoothing that out all the way till I get to the bottom of my cake. And of course you gotta be very patient and not rush it because you will tear your fondant. And with an X-Acto knife I trim a lot of the edges first, leaving about a 1-inch border, and then with my finger I press it again to make sure that it's sealed, and then I go back and carefully cut all around the cake. And then I found some more pink fondant and I want to create a rim around the bucket, and I'm going to color it gold, so I'm going to roll this fondant thicker than the cake fondant. So I'm going to roll this fondant about a 1/4 inch thick, and I'm going to cut it into 3 to 4 pieces evenly so it goes all around the cake. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like the video and you share it with your family and friends, because now you have a new cake video every Tuesday. Next, I used water and a paintbrush to paint water around the cake. Yeah, paint water around the border. And I'm going to put the first strip of fondant, leaving a 1/4 inch space on top. That way when we put the macarons they don't fall off. And then I repeat that with the bottom and cover any imperfections from the bottom corner of the cake. Next, using luster dust, or you could buy an airbrush gold coloring, I'm going to brush the cake. And you might have to do it in sitting, so brush it once and then let it dry, and then come back and do about 3 layers of it to get the pure gold color. And I repeat that with the bottom of my cake. Next, I grabbed the macarons that I've made before, and there's a how-to on how to make my macarons, which I'll put the link on the bottom. Yeah, it was an easy open box. And then you want to arrange your macarons all over the top, and then you can arrange them any way you want. I arrange them from the outside going one way layered, and then in the inside the opposite, and I just kept piling them till I had a nice view of a bucket of macaron. And you could buy your own macarons, but they're very, very expensive, but they're very hard to make, so you got to pick your battles. I have a video, as I mentioned, on how to make them, or you can use any cookie you like and then stack it on top of this beautiful, sophisticated bucket of pastry. And there you have it, a macaron bucket, and it's so beautiful. And of course, I know you guys are missing me. I'm not in this confessional, but you will see me on the next video. And of course, I didn't forget to cut this beautiful masterpiece. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And now that I took a month off to make a bunch of videos, you will see one every Tuesday.